It was very clear to me, like, women want to be around guys that are, winners, not fucking losers, right?
What do you think the percentage of men that actually get laid at, let's say, 20? In Toronto. Let's just talk in Toronto.
Probably like 50% or less.
Half the guys that turn 20 are still virgins.
I think 25 to 30% of men, 18 to 30 are virgins in North America.
Your parents were born in India?
Yeah.
Old school?
Yeah, very old school.
So you call them, what are you studying in college at the time?
Yeah, studying business.
Studying business. You call up your parents, you say, hey, listen, I'm dropping out. I'm moving to Australia to do what?
To be a dating coach.
To be a dating coach.
Quit drinking. I've been drinking like 6 years now. Don't drink at all.
You don't drink.
Don't drink. Don't do drugs. Just completely sober.
Because I want to know how you became who you are.
All right, welcome back to Success After Dark podcast. Vlad, my brother. Appreciate the co-host.
Of course, bro.
We got
Every time.
We got a special guest today.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be an interesting guest. Interesting podcast. This is PG. What is it?
19?
19 plus.
Yeah.
Justin, man, thank you for.
Hey, what's up, man?
Thank
Thanks
you
for having me,
being
bro.
on the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
This is gonna be
man.
cool, bro.
We warmed up a little bit off camera. It's gonna.
And I had to
we
stop,
got a good one coming.
We had to stop
Yeah,
ourselves talking because we
Good
talked
one
about a lot of things. So Justin is how I met Justin is a video. I help men get laid and find love.
Awesome.
That's my
That's a
intro
brand
to
right there.
Justin.
That's a brand right there.
And that was the brand. And I think not many men can say I help men get laid and find love.
Not many men can get laid and find love.
Let alone that.
Let alone
But
that.
Say it.
And help them.
You know?
They can't even help themselves.
Yeah,
let alone help each other. So
Actually, before we start the podcast, what do you think the percentage of men that actually get laid at, let's say, 20? In Toronto. Let's just talk in Toronto.
Probably like 50% or less.
Wow.
Probably
so half the guys that turn
Half-
20 are
Actually, no, it's
still
gotta
virgins.
be. I've seen statistics that say I think 25 to 30% of men, 18 to 30
Okay.
are virgins in North America.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a very high amount, right? And the guys, and here's the thing: you'll have like a bias because you think you see these guys at the club, and every now and then they take a girl home. But how many guys are just sitting at home playing video games on a Friday night, doing nothing,
Majority,
being lonely?
yeah, majority.
So most guys at 20 years old, it's like maybe they've been with one girl, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe they're like their high school sweetheart and themselves were intimate at one point.
Yeah.
But most guys are not getting laid at all.
Crazy. So Justin is a relationship coach.
So I'm a dating coach.
Dating coach.
Right. So what I used to study was all these different dating coaches, like pickup artists, red pill guys back
Yeah.
in the day, right?
Yeah.
And I took a lot of inspiration from, the self-development aspect of what these guys were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned into a guy who got really good with women. Right. I've been with almost 500 women. And
How did you get a good woman? Is it just trials and errors?
just a lot of trial and error, a lot of mentoring and coaching.
Yeah.
I just surrounded myself with the best possible guys I could find in the world. Like I literally dropped out of college at one point, moved to Australia to intern for a dating coach company. Right. It was just like almost building a social circle of high level guys who are really
Guys
good with
that are
women.
good with women.
So I'm at a point now where like literally every single one of my friends have been like hundreds of women. I don't really have guy friends who don't get laid. You know? And so when you're just immersed in that kind of environment and everyone you know is getting girls all the time, right? It's almost like I live and breathe it.
I
Interesting.
got two questions for you. Let's backtrack. So you call your parents at 18. Your parents were born in India?
Yeah.
Old school?
Yeah. Very old school.
So you call them. What are you studying in college at the time?
Studying business.
Studying business. You
What college?
You call up your parents. And you say, hey, listen, I'm dropping out. I'm moving to Australia to do what?
To be a dating coach.
To be a dating coach.
You full on told them that?
So I
Did
was
your parents
actually-
want to
I was-
arrange a marriage for
I
you?
was 21 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. fine.
And I was making my own money, dude. My business
Yeah.
was already successful. And I remember having like a sit down with my father, and I told him, I'm like, look, I had one semester of college left. And I remember just telling him, I'm like, I'm moving to Australia. And he's like, what? Like, why are you moving to Australia? I'm like, well, I got this opportunity. Two of my buddies were down there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a semester off, school. And when I ended up landing that internship position as a like professional dating coach with like a very established dating coach company, teaching guys how to pick up chicks, to me, it was like a dream come true, bro. It was like I won the fucking lottery.
Wait, let's go back.
Right.
There are companies out there that have interns. Like there are companies like big companies that are. It's not. I've always thought it was like people.
Yeah.
Never thought of companies.
Yeah, there's dating
That-
coach companies, bro. There's definitely like organizations and
How
teams of
big
people.
do you think
There's demand for it, man.
How big you think this?
He just said there's 20-year-old virgins. Half of the 20-year-olds are
lose your
virgins. 21. I'm joking. Bro, I'm a virgin. What are you talking about?
that is true. I'm
Yeah.
virgin too.
Ramadan.
Yeah. what's wrong with that?
So, man, so many questions. So you call your parents, you say, I'm dropping out to be a dating coach. Did they have a wife already lined up for you? Is that the thing? Or what?
Well, you know what? So my family was Catholic, right? So really, they never like the whole arranged marriage thing, dude. Like it wasn't a thing, for me. So they just wanted me to be happy.
Yeah.
They honestly didn't even want me to talk to women. Like my mom did not like the idea of women. Like she just didn't trust
she
women.
wanted men?
She just wanted me to be alone. She just wanted me to like focus on school. Like she didn't want me
Yeah,
to
yeah.
worry about fucking girls at all.
Yeah.
Right? Like they fucking any girl I'd introduce them to, they just fucking hated them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They just weren't down for me to have fucking girlfriends, bro. It's interesting.
I mean,
Is it
I
girls
think-
were white or no?
I think I was gonna say that.
You know what's crazy, dude?
I think
You stop bringing home country girls.
I think you know what? I don't think they mind fucking white girls, dude. But I remember like this is fucked up. But like I remember my mom telling me no black girls. Like I remember my mom saying that, dude. I was like, all right, okay. But yeah, dude. Like they really didn't mind. Like I think my mom just wanted no girls. But then imagine what they thought when I'm 18 years old. They find my YouTube channel. I'm out like in the mall like hitting on chicks and shit. They were just like, what the fuck is wrong with their son? Like I almost think like my parents just wish I was gay instead. You know what I mean? Instead of fucking just being like some like aspiring fuckboy, right?
So who was Justin in grade 10?
wow.
If we had to ask
Super
your
shy.
friends in grade 10 sitting in high school in the
I almost don't
cafeteria.
want to talk about it, but like,
Because I want to know how you became who you are. You know?
okay.
I think there's a lot to uncover here to unpack.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I had really bad social anxiety. Like I was so shy and so awkward to the point where I had like panic attacks. So like if a girl that I knew that I was like friends with even looked at me, like I would go home and self-analyze for like 4 or 5 hours. Like it would literally cause me like panic attacks to even like look at a girl. You know what I'm saying? And like it's crazy because like I wasn't a bad good looking guy, and there's obviously a lot of girls who are interested in me, right? But I was just super fucking shy. And then I had like my first girlfriend, super awkward. I like DM'd her on Facebook. Like some dude told me like, oh, this girl likes you. And this girl like was known to be like the ugliest chick in the entire school. Like she was like outright like the most unattractive, most repulsive to look at female that you could fucking imagine, right? Little white girl, right? And then, I just messaged her on Facebook, tried to like, I didn't know how to flirt with women. I didn't know how to talk to women. I was just like, hey, like, do you want to be my girlfriend? We never kissed. I would just walk her to and from school. It was just super awkward and uncomfortable. And after 2 weeks, she's just like, this guy's a fucking loser. She dumps me on Facebook.
Not even during the walk home.
No,
She
dude,
waits
she's
till
like,
you
message
get.
me on Facebook. I don't think it's gonna work out. It's over, whatever. I go to my parents' liquor cabinet. I get super wasted. It was my first time drinking, right? Because I was like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to feel depressed. I just felt confused. I didn't feel like depressed about it. I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't even understand what this is. Like, I just felt like it's almost like I was autistic. That's like what the experience was like. I didn't understand communication at all.
Okay.
And funny enough, this girl eventually came out as lesbian and then eventually became a transsexual. It's fucking absolutely insane. So like that's like the first girl I ever fucking dated, pretty much. And so I was just super awkward, super fucking shy. Just like it was such a rough upbringing, bro. It was like
So what ticked?
I went to prom with a super hot chick,
How?
friend of mine.
So that story before was that grade 10?
That was grade 10.
Grade 10.
Yeah.
So then 2 years later.
2 years later.
How'd
Yeah,
you
so
nail-
I
how'd you
had
do-
this chick from accounting class, and I would kind of be like flirty with her, but like
So you started learning the game
like
a little bit or what?
Like a little bit. I started drinking. I started going out to like house parties.
Okay.
And I found that when I was drunk, I was just very social and charismatic naturally. I was like, what the hell's going on? Right? All the anxiety started going away. Right? But I didn't want to rely on alcohol to help me develop confidence. Like I just thought that was unacceptable.
Okay.
And so I started hitting the gym, and I just developed relationships with women, just become friends with them. So I had a girl that I was friends with, agreed to go to prom with me. I spent all the money I had on prom because I was thinking it's such a big deal. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my virginity. Maybe she'll become my girlfriend. Oh my God, it's gonna be so exciting. And at prom, this chick gets really drunk. And again, I'd already got it on my system. She gets really, really wasted and tries to make up my friend. Dude, and it was like, I just felt crushed. And I just thought to myself, something snapped. And I was thinking, you know what? No more Mr. Nice Guy. I got to stop being this little docile bitch. I got to start actually learning social skills, learning how to be a man, and actually practicing these skills if I want to improve. And so I just started going out every single fucking day just to talk to girls. I would go to the mall. go out to Pickering Town Center, just hit on chicks. I met a dude online on a pickup artist forum. There was like something called the Wingman Locator. So you can like find a wingman to go out with. We're best friends now to this day, right? And he's in charge of all my production for all my content I do on social media. And yeah, dude, we just became buddies, and we would just go out and hit on girls during the day. And bro, like, but the rest is history, man. I just slow and steady over many, many years. Just went out every single day. Quit drinking. I've drank in like 6 years now. Don't drink at all.
You don't drink.
Don't drink. Don't do drugs. Just completely sober.
Wow.
Right, and I work in the nightlife industry as
you,
well,
man.
so I'm constantly surrounded by alcohol.
what's the name Drunk Justin? Is that like a signature?
Yeah, so you know what it was? It was like, again, when I was drinking in high school and I made an Instagram account, I was thinking, fuck, what is my identity? I guess like just Drunk Justin. You know what it was? I wanted to become the drunk version of me while sober. You know, like that charisma and the confidence and the sociability, like all of that. You know, it's like girls naturally liked me when I was drinking, right? Like girls would hit on me when I was drinking, but I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know how to navigate that. I just felt so lost. You know, I was just happy to have friends.
So how do you think somebody becomes the drunk version of themselves sober? How do they work
Dude,
on
it
that?
was hard, man. It was really hard because it really was an identity shift. It was a really like just complete reality shift. I had to like take myself out of, you know, the family home, the culture, the religion I grew up in, and just completely immerse myself in different environments so I can learn different ways of thinking. For sure. Completely. Right? So, you know, I fucking dropped out of school, moved to Australia. You know, I was just traveling around the world for a few years. For many years, I just lived out of a backpack. I just traveled around the world and just put myself in environments where I'd be around the best guys I could find who are really good with women. And I would just study them and reverse engineer everything they're doing so I could do it myself and then eventually teach it to my clients.
That girl, your prom date. What I want to know more.
Dude,
What happened? So she's trying to hook up with your friend. First of all, did he do it?
Did you do it?
Did he do it?
No, before him. Did you do it?
I didn't do it with her.
Okay.
So he spent all the money, no refund. She
No,
did she
yeah.
she hooked up with him?
I
I don't think they hooked up. I think they might have made out. I don't remember.
Yeah, but did you and her end up?
No, so
Said-
you know what? Something.
What'd you end up
that
doing with
night,
her?
Dude,
Yeah.
something just snapped in my fucking mind, and I was like, you know, fuck this girl. She got super drunk, sent her home with. I called her sister to pick her up, and then like I just walked around the after party and just started making out girls. It was like it pissed me off so
From that
fucking
night, huh?
hard. Actually, honestly, I'm probably a bit of a dick here, but I had a buddy who he also had a hot prom date and ended up making out his prom date. I'm like, fuck, whoops, like shit happens, my bad, you know. But it was interesting because it really like that's where like my confidence started developing. It was almost like I just realized like you just got to do it. You just can't live this like docile existent like non-existent life where I'm just like in the shadows, like nobody knows who the fuck I am, nobody notices me, right? And it was very clear to me like women want to be around guys that are, you know, winners, not fucking losers, right? And so, you know, something really, I think like the pain of just like
Probably I was gonna
years
say
of just lack of results just pissed me off
And
to the
it's
point I just started. I went out that weekend, you know, made out with a few girls at a few different parties. I lost my virginity a month later. Like I found a girl that had a crush on me, and I was just like, you know, can we hook up? And I was like, please, 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 like let's just hook up. Or so we ended up hooking up. I was like 17, started college. You know, hooked up with a few girls, you know, got some experience. And then I just went out every single fucking day. And it wasn't about getting laid. It wasn't about even trying to get the girls. It was just about developing myself into the man where it would make sense that women like me. You know, I just wanted to become a guy who's charismatic, social. And it was really like, I saw it like hitting the gym, but with social skills. Like I was just practicing every
Reps.
single fucking
Reps.
day.
Yeah.
Just getting the reps in, talking to people, making new friends, you know, talking to strangers. And then I got in the nightlife industry. Again, no drinking. I never associated nightclubs with alcohol and drinking drugs. Like I associate with hot girls and talking to hot girls. Right. So I would just go out, and that's how I got into club promoting back in like 2014. I just go out to the clubs and I would be there. I was the first person there. The club would open at 10 p.m. I'd be there at 9:30 asking the bouncer if they need help setting up, being super friendly. So I built a really good relationship with the staff and the management, and they would just kind of let me in for free. And then before I knew it, man, like anytime I'd show up with like all these people that I met at the clubs, hot girls, everyone would get taken care of as long as they were with me and say my name. So then these dudes told me that I have to start working with them. Otherwise they're going to, you know, fucking stop letting me have this kind of access.
Yeah.
And I didn't want a job. Like I just wanted to go hit on chicks. But then I realized I was getting paid to do the exact same thing I was already doing. selling tickets, and I was like, you know, making. I had weekends I was making like $1,000, $2,000 as a club promoter at 18 years old. I was like, holy shit, right? So it got me started in my career. Then I would film YouTube videos of me at the club with girls, and you know, those would do millions of views. Like I had a camera guy follow me around the club, showing me, like filming me make out girls, right? I think it's still on YouTube from like 10 years ago. I would have been like 19, 20 years old,
Wow.
right? And so that's how the career started, and that's how I started getting my first clients, right? I had a guy come up to me in the club, just being like, can you teach me how to do what you're doing?
Was that your first client?
It's my first client. His name
in
is
the club?
Shell. He
Yeah.
paid me 40 Canadian dollars to teach him how to make out girls at the club for 3 hours.
Did it work?
Yeah, dude. I just taught him how to make up girls. I think that night he must have made out like 3, 4, 5 girls. And you know, that was my first client, man. It's
Best
crazy,
$40
dude.
he spent for sure.
Definitely.
Frame that $40 on the wall. Yeah.
But to me, that was life changing, right? Because like now I was thinking, well, now I don't have to work this bullshit 9 to 5 job. Like I'd landed a job with the government, like the Ministry of Transportation of Ontario. I apparently beat out 2,000 people for the shitty job that I fucking hated. It was like 2-hour commute away from my parents' house, and it was boring. And like I was bored out of my fucking mind.
So
Right?
I have some questions. So
Sure.
is the idea of marriage very far from your head?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm pretty like, dude. I've had a lot of experience with women now.
Yeah.
Right. I've been in love. I've had
Because
women.
we're gonna talk about girlfriends in a bit.
Dude,
but-
I've
but-
had women that I thought I was gonna marry for
Yeah.
sure. And I was thinking like, okay, imagine spending years of your life, 10, 20 years building up a business or a net worth or, you know, investments or whatever, and then having your ex-wife just take that.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
You know, it's so I never really liked the idea of also getting the government. I'm very libertarian in a lot of my beliefs, so I don't like the idea of getting the government involved in anything, right? So I definitely don't want them involved in my love life. You know, I think that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not necessarily against marriage. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I think, you know, man and woman love, like my parents have been together for 30 years.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know, do they sleep in the same bed? No. Do they even like each other? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so I don't know if I would like. I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She wants to marry me. We talk about it, right? I think I could do a marriage in like the spiritual sense.
So you have a girlfriend?
I have a few.
Okay.
I have a few different girlfriends. My main girl, me and her have been together for over a year.
Yeah.
Right. I broke up with my side chick about a month ago because she just didn't want to be the second option anymore.
So my question, because you know, Middle Eastern men are
Yes.
framed for, you know, our religion allowing 4 women.
I think
right?
it's perfect. Sounds great.
It's not enough.
Sounds amazing. But for you, so are you direct with the girl? So you would tell her like, hey, look, I have a girlfriend, but you can be number 2, right? So let's just say she says yes. So you gotta go handle the first one and be like, listen, I got a second one now, and
It depends on the
I
girl.
got-
Depends on the girl. Because you know what I find really interesting? When I first meet women, I'm extremely honest.
Yeah.
I let them know I have a girlfriend. I let them know like they can feel it.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
see it. They can see it on my social media.
Okay.
Right? I add them on Instagram. They see videos of me like being on chicks and shit.
okay,
But then, you know, the girl and you start sleeping together, they fall in love with you, you start dating. Then it gets to a point where it's like, you kind of just want to tell them what they want to hear because these bitches are fucking crazy. They'll start fights with you, they'll start drama.
Yeah.
The other thing is like, okay, I'm sleeping with the girl now. If I tell her I'm fucking all these chicks, what's she going to want to do? She's going to say, oh, well, why is it not fair that I don't fuck other dudes? I'm like, well, because that'd make you a whore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with a girl who wants to go fuck other guys, right? So I'll kind of just like tell them what they want to hear, you know. And so it's like I don't lie to them; they lie to themselves.
Yeah.
I don't need to lie to them.
I don't lie to them; they lie to themselves.
I like that one.
That one
You-
needed
you know-
a bell, bro.
There's a double standard clearly, and I agree with you in the fact that men don't want to be with women that are whores, and men.
Why would I?
I mean, let's put it this way:
Are you choosing your words carefully?
listen,
about what's going on?
no, when men sleep with a lot of women, men don't insult other men with whore. When women sleep with other women, what's the first word that the girl calls the other girl?
Absolutely, she's a whore. She's a slut.
They know that deep down. So when a girl's arguing with a guy, oh, it's a double standard. Yeah, because girls know a girl sleep with other
is
girls,
bad, yeah,
guys
yeah.
is bad. Men don't call other men whores for sleeping with other girls because it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, right? A girl can walk.
Don't get me
a
wrong.
girl can
I
walk
love whores.
outside.
I love slutty fucking.
Listen,
sluts,
yeah,
but I'm not gonna date them.
For marriage, it's different. Now, a girl can walk outside our studio right now, and in 20 minutes, she's married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A guy needs to put in work. He has to become the man that girls want to,
sure.
be with.
Yeah.
So for us to actually achieve whatever it is, intercourse, marriage, dating takes work. So
of work.
it's I mean it's a completely different game
I
we're
agree.
talking
But
about.
For you, would you be more of an Andrew Tate fan? Like, would Andrew Tate be something like, oh well, I agree with the guy. What the
I
guy's
definitely
saying.
agree with. I don't agree with everything he says, but I agree with a lot of what he says.
So what do
Absolutely.
what do you not agree with what he says?
I think some
About
of his
women
views.
especially.
I think some of his views are a bit extreme, like
Like-
extreme.
Yeah.
But like, I think he has a
you
very
feel like
good
he's saying it
general
as-
idea
Okay.
of like relationship dynamics as a whole.
Okay.
But I think the reason he goes so extreme as well is honestly just for
Social
controversy
media?
and
Yeah.
shock value, so
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
for clicks and views,
For sure.
right? But I think he has a really good understanding on a lot of things.
What's your idea of high value man? What's a high value man?
I never really liked the idea of a high value man. Like the whole high value man concept, I never really fully read. Because like, I do think women are attracted to one major thing, and it's straight up your game, bro. It's your personality, your confidence, your charisma, right? Because your confidence is showing the woman that it's like, okay, if you're confident talking to this little girl, she's like a 19-year-old college chick, then you're probably confident other areas of your life, right? That means that you're going to be, great in your career. That means you're going to be great at dealing with other men.
Yeah.
That means you're going to be able to, lead her in the right direction if you're in a relationship, right? So I think women are, at the end of the day, attracted to men who are incredibly confident, and they're attracted to men of character and personality, right? And so I think
So you think that makes them high value?
I think
A confident man
that
with
is the
charisma?
fundamental that makes a man high value. Then you actually have to use those skills to go out there and crush it. You have to use those skills to run a career.
I agree
start
with you.
a podcast.
Because on paper, this high value stuff on paper sometimes doesn't translate to the real
What's on
world,
paper?
to
You
real
mean
life.
rich, like people that have money.
I'm talking
I know
about
some
straight up
idiots that make when they
yeah,
can't
yeah.
get one girl.
Like you're talking about
I know
exactly.
idiots with Lambos that can't.
Yeah,
get one
yeah.
girl.
Dude, I have a lot of really rich
Yeah.
clients. I have a lot of very successful clients, but they couldn't keep a girlfriend or they couldn't keep a wife. Like they
Exactly.
get married and they can't keep
and,
a wife.
And we were just talking about how much people pay for
Absolutely.
solid
Or-
dating, coaching is because there's these, let's say, crypto billionaires,
Yeah, yeah.
millionaires
Oh, I
that
remember-
that,
I
that
heard
can't
the
get laid,
crypto thing,
right?
The crypto. Then there's a story about this OnlyFans girls that there's a guy, wasn't it OnlyFans girls, that he like a crypto guy was sending her like wild money, bro. Is that he said I'm gonna send you a Bitcoin. I think it's a black crap, bro. I forgot, and I'm like this idiot. He's gonna send her 2 whole Bitcoins to sleep.
It's probably his fake profile.
I know. Right?
so what's interesting
and then he's
about
coaching.
this,
He's
right?
coaching
He's
him
coaching
too.
him.
Yeah, so what's interesting, there's so many guys out there that are just simping.
Yeah.
Right? Because they like there's a lot of guys that maybe they worked in their career, but they didn't
Yeah.
work on their game or their
Yeah.
ability to
Yeah.
attract
So
women.
they're not full
So they just
stack.
get, exactly.
So
they get used
They
by
get.
women.
So I think I agree in the sense that I don't like the high value terms on paper because they don't translate in a lot of ways to
So
the
what-
nuances of life in the social. One sec.
So
the
if
social
somebody
world.
is watching this.
So someone that's watching this, let's say we hear the high value stuff on paper is make a lot of money, status, looks.
yeah.
Status, looks, money. That's probably what the theoretical full stack
What they're
is.
missing is-
but
is
they're
the game.
missing the charisma and the confidence and the internal masculinity and the guts of the man that actually the women actually get attracted to, and then are retained by, because we know the billionaires on yachts that the women don't like these
Yeah,
guys.
for sure.
And they got the status, they look good, and this that, but the women don't care. They're thinking about the guy that was driving them crazy in the back of the Ford Focus, back home, while they're on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? The guy that was the man. You know what I'm saying? That had the charisma and all that. So, what do you think the biggest mistake guys are making right now in the dating game? You think it's that?
It's really a lack of like communication, even understanding the women.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you just understand women better, like I honestly think I understand women better than they understand themselves. Like female nature at its core is
I don't think women. I don't think
thing,
women
dude.
understand themselves sometimes.
Well,
I don't think women know what they want for the most part. They really don't. I think they ask
don't,
for things
yeah.
that they actually don't want because they want you to be sensitive. They want you to, express how that you feel. But as soon as you do, they're like, ew, where's the man
So,
that I wanted?
Let's just say somebody's watching this podcast right now. He's like, you know what, bro? I like this.
Yeah.
I probably can't afford him. What is the first advice you would give him?
Just go out and put in the hours. Because like if you can't pay someone to cut your learning curve,
Yeah.
you can at least
It's
go and
just
practice
with
from
time.
trial and error.
Okay, so
Right. So one thing I
let's just say,
recommend
like a
to my
club?
clients, I recommend something called the 30-day challenge. Just go out every single day with the intention and goal in mind of talking to new people and talking to new women.
Is there like a number, like a 5 women a night?
Yeah, whatever it is for you, that's out of your comfort zone. Because some guys have never talked to a woman in their life, so maybe
like one is
talking
good.
to
Yeah.
one girl a day for 30 days
It's crazy.
would be amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Right? For some guys, maybe they talk to a lot of women, so maybe it's like now you got a cold approach 10 different women in the grocery store, the mall. in the park, at fucking the club or the bar, wherever it is.
Yeah.
So, because I've seen some videos about like dating coaches that say it's easier for you to play that game online and then invite offline. Like, attack online, then invite.
So
because I'm looking
at a
at
higher
every
level,
girlfriend
for
I've
sure.
had, majority of them,
You
I
met through
attacked
social media.
online, and then I met her offline.
You also have a
Majority.
You also have a good social media. Majority of men that are watching this, their social media is lacking heavy.
So you would suggest meet her in real, attacking offline, like going out, is 10 times better than playing the.
I think especially if you have an average or below average social media,
Absolutely.
I think definitely. Yeah.
Well,
I'd-
I'm at a place right now where I can just jump on Tinder, get it. I'm very confident I can get 2-3 different new women over a day from Tinder or from Instagram.
Okay.
Right? It's not hard for me. Like I went to Colombia, I smashed 40 chicks in a month in South America. Like I did 22 women in Colombia, I think like 11 girls in Peru, and then like 7 girls in Brazil, something like that, right? It was like 40, 42, something like that,
Are you
right?
repopulating or
It is. It was just like, bro, I was just bored. I was on vacation. I had nothing to do. And I was running Instagram ads. So I was running ads on Instagram to meet women, right? And the ad costs there in those countries are very, very cheap. So I would just spend $10 a day on ads. And I was just like models on my DMs, right?
What
most
was the
guy-
ad? What was the hook?
It was just like speaking Spanish saying, "What's up, girls? I'm Justin from Canada. Come, let's party. Let's fucking go crazy. Come to the penthouse." Because I was staying at Pablo Escobar's like mansion in Medellin, Colombia.
That is so smart.
Yeah, dude, it was easy mode, man. And I was having like the hottest girls just in my DMs, right? But I have a very good social media profile.
Yeah.
I spent countless hours on developing it, right? And so I was attracting the girls I'd want to attract through that social media. Most guys don't have that ability.
Yeah.
And most guys aren't even ready. If those girls were to show up, they wouldn't even know what to do.
don't know what to do, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so that's why I recommend guys just go out and put in the hours because you have to actually build the character and the confidence, the personality to be able to actually go meet those women.
So they would go out. You would recommend the club? Like, is that the first thing?
Clubs, bars, malls, like anywhere
I'm
where
guessing
girls
a place.
go to.
But I feel like maybe a bar would be better than a club, so you can actually have a real convo. No.
What I recommend is guys just put themselves in any single environment where they can actually practice social skills so they can
So it
become a
doesn't
good
matter.
communicator.
Okay.
I have a tip for the audience. Start practicing on the girls that you actually don't like. Go compliment the old lady at the grocery store. Go compliment, the 6, the 5, the 4. Flirt with them in a friendly way, and then build your confidence with them. You know what I mean? Be nice to them, because if you're gonna go attack the 10, you're gonna choke and you're gonna slip and fall.
So I want to get to the steps, bro. Like the guys, whoever's watching this, they're looking for steps.
I think that's a step.
I mean,
Do you agree with that?
I 100%
I think
agree
you
with
start
that.
you start with the easy.
I
You start on
100%
easy
agree
mode.
with that, bro.
It's like starting on a demo account.
100%.
Okay, you don't go full margin live account. Get wrecked.
right now it's important.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, right now
but
it's cool.
we had
Yeah.
we accumulated it and we started
absolutely.
right. So then from there,
let's just say they start with the 6s. I got it. I understand. Like I'm gonna go approach a girl.
Yeah.
What am I like? Is there like am I saying something? Am I complimenting first? I used to work at Good Life, right? And these guys train this. As soon as somebody walks in, you look at them, you have to in like a millisecond find something that you can compliment. True story, right? Look at something you can compliment, and you get a double shake. You gotta like do this little fucking double shake hand, and you gotta make them feel comfortable. First of all, this is.
it's these.
this one, you
I've
know?
gotten those so many
I
times.
hate, but I've always hated it. But what
Hey,
I
man.
learned at Good
Hey,
Life-
man, love the shoes, man.
Yeah,
That's game, dude.
Looking like-
That's game. Like
So-
it's
but
like sales.
We learned, yeah, exactly. So we learned that. So, this is sales, but in dating life, or I don't wanna go up to a girl and like I like your shoes.
But all dating sales too.
I know, but
Sales,
what do
persuasion, influence.
What do
I know what
getting
you
to
mean.
Steps.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
am I? What's the situation? I see a girl. We're at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
She's alone. I'm alone. What do I do?
You know, my favorite go-to is just to compliment their outfit.
Okay.
Because how can you get rejected? If you walk up to a girl and you say, "Oh my god, I love your fit," what's she gonna say? Like, she gonna reject you until you fuck off?
Yeah, you're gonna think.
You know what I mean?
What has been the worst rejection you've ever gotten? Because if you've taken a million shots, there had to be one.
Dude,
big
I must
block.
have literally approached hundreds of thousands of women,
Mm-hmm.
or like tens of thousands for sure, maybe over 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like I've never really had that bad rejections. Like I think a lot of people overhype rejection in their head, and they feel like it's
Yeah.
so fucking painful.
It's in
They're
their
like,
own head.
"Oh my god, it's just horrible." But like you're just feeling the pain for no reason.
Yeah.
Because most girls are actually very friendly about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I got rejected last night. I went to I was telling you before we started the show.
Yeah.
Like I got invited to this like Indian event, and I never go to these types of events. And I was just like curious, like if I hit on like Indian girls who are like from like Delhi or whatever, like what are they gonna be like? So I just tapped a girl and I was like, "Oh, I like your outfit." And she just said like no. She's just like no. I'm like okay.
I've seen your videos.
No, and I'm just
I
like
know who you are.
you know, actually that's something I deal with a
I'm
lot
not gonna
now.
be the second one.
my social media's popped off, and I get that a lot. Like, so I was out on Saturday night. Okay, I was with a couple girls. I had this chick hit me up, and she just broke with her boyfriend. I'm the first guy she hits up. We're bar hopping, bringing a couple of different venues. I'm at one of my buddy's tables at Century in Toronto. There's a fuck ton of hot girls there, and a lot of them I know. A lot of them I've met them in the past, or they see my content. A lot of them I've actually hooked up with, and I had this one girl who left me on red last week. Because I text her saying, I miss you. She didn't reply. And then she comes up to me and she's like, you don't miss me. You're a man whore. And it's like, from a certain perspective, that's a rejection. But like, I just thought it was funny, right? So it's all in the way you perceive it, right? I think the worst rejections, bro, is you're with a girl for a year, you're dating her, you're committed to her, you're loyal, you love her, and then she fucking cheats on you. That shit fucks you up. I think that's way worse than some random chick who doesn't know you, doesn't know who you are, rejecting you.
I got a controversial question. Do you think women inherently lose a little bit of respect to men that commit to them
Fuck yeah.
on a subconscious level?
Honestly, not necessarily, but I think women want to be with a guy that they know. Because so one of the 5 attraction triggers is something called pre-selection, which means a man who can get other women, a man who's attractive to other women, will be attractive to your partner, right? So I
Basically,
think,
a man that walks into the club with 10 girls is more attractive than the guy that walks in by himself.
exactly,
Yes.
right, and like. There's this old school saying, like, a woman rather be the side piece to a king than be the wife of a slave, right? And so think about this.
I've never heard that before. By the way.
You know, my main chick, she looks past of a lot of shit. She looks past a lot of different things. Does she like it? Absolutely not. Does it hurt her? I'm sure it does, right? But does she fully accept me and fully accept, what I do? Of course, because in the back of her mind, she's thinking, well, fuck, I'm with a winner.
Well,
right?
there you go. So then if you now change who you are for her and commit, now she subconsciously has lost a little bit of respect for the man that she actually fell in love with.
She might, or there might be a time.
Even though she might say, I want this, then she gets it and she realizes, I threw this guy off center. I changed who he was, who he
Absolutely.
is.
And I get a lot of shit for, I brag about me cheating. I think it's fucking hilarious and I think it's amazing, right? Because really when I'm describing cheating is what we're really describing is polygamy, okay? Which is just the dating strategy of dating multiple women, but having them commit to you fully, right? I don't want to date a woman who's sleeping with other guys. I think that's gross, right? I don't want a girl to have the title of being my girlfriend if she's hooking up with other dudes. Well, if they don't like it, they can leave, bro.
Is it cheating because you're not telling them, but is it cheating because it's just polygamy? Because I think cheating in theory is you just hiding it. But if you're open about it, right?
In theory, it's hiding it, right? Yeah. However, I'm pretty open, but I think the women see it the same regardless, dude. I think in their mind, because and this is coming from a guy who's like, I've had 5 girlfriends at a fucking time, bro, and they're all loyal, they're all loyal monogamous relationships, but they all know I'm banging other girls. They all kind of know what it is. They already know I have other women in my life. I'm posting on my social media. They go out and they see the other girls like fighting over me or crying over me. I had a party on Halloween. I had 4 out of my 5 girlfriends in one party. There was about 300 girls there on my guest list. So it kind of kept them separated. But like one of the girls is like pounding shots and like crying because one of the other girls is there. The other girl is like sitting in the corner watching this chick fight with me and cry. And like I just have to come up with lies to like diffuse their feelings. Otherwise, it's just gonna all blow up in my face and all these girls are gonna be like freaking out and shit. Right. And so like I don't want to deal with that. So like it's like I'm only lying to them to make them feel better. Right. Otherwise they're gonna fucking just get upset and like they don't want to be upset. Maybe some part of them wants to be upset. Maybe they want to be upset. Maybe that's why they're with me, right? Because you don't think these girls could go find some nice, wholesome,
stability
virgin boy and settle down?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm a very stable guy. I take care of all my fucking girls, mentally and emotionally. Right? My main girl, she does a lot for me, so I take care of her any way I can. Like last week, she spent 3 fucking days cleaning my house, so I don't need to bring my maid in. So I sent her $200 to get her hair done, right? And so I find it really interesting because, these girls could definitely find a guy who wouldn't fuck other women, but they choose to be with me.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the philosophy for sure. And it's like a business model that it doesn't work for everyone. Not every girl's going to want it, but it works for, the women that you have. I'm sure you've lost some women, good girls that are saying, you know what? I like you too much to go through this, like you've mentioned before. and hey, you just play the numbers game at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely.
Do you like bisexual girls? Do your girlfriends like each other?
You know what's crazy? I don't think any of my girlfriends right now are bisexual.
Have you had that in the past?
I definitely have. So I actually
Have they liked each other more than they liked you before?
Bi girls only.
Girls only.
So like I started like this thing where like I would just go out with bisexual women.
Yeah.
And take them to clubs, take them to parties. We do like pre's and after parties in my penthouse. And I had like a whole like I guess what you'd call like a harem of women who are all bisexual. And essentially at the end of every night we'd have like little sex parties and that kind of thing. Like I had a threesome on fucking Saturday, right? And I kind of had a threesome on Friday as well, but like I didn't really smash one of the girls like she wanted to, but I didn't really want to. She was just in the room, right? So yeah, like I've done that, but it's like not really like, you know what it is, dude? The women I actually date, I came to like the realization that I don't want to lead them down a path of degeneracy because these are people who are in my life that I actually have a real relationship with and I actually love them. So like my main girl, for example, like I don't want her to want to have threesomes with me. I love how loyal and obsessive
and
she is
personal
over me.
one-on-one intimacy.
Exactly.
With you, yeah.
And I like that about her. Actually, that's one thing I really value in the relationship, right? And I don't want to bring that into my relationship, right? So yeah, like I've had girls that are bisexual. I had an ex-girlfriend that I was very serious with, and about 9 months into the relationship, we started having threesomes, which is crazy because we didn't have that dynamic before. For the first like 9 months we were together, you know, it was a monogamous relationship. She'd expressed to me the thought that, you know, she's attracted to women and wants to try stuff. And I taught her game. I taught her, I like walked her through my coaching curriculum. I taught her how to pick up chicks. No, it was phenomenal. We would travel to different cities around the world and pull girls together. I was pulling some of the hottest girls in my life with her. It was fucking amazing, right? But eventually, I think it almost led her way too far down a path of promiscuity, right? And it almost like corrupted her and almost like ruined our relationship a little bit, right?
You know what I find the paradox is that us guys, we want like if you're trying to explore polygamy, you want to sleep with other women, but we don't want our girls to not care about it either. We want our women to care about us. So the fact that you know what I'm saying, you see where I'm trying to go here. We don't want to upset them. But if they didn't care that we were, you know, sleeping with other girls, we'd also be like, why don't you care? You don't love me anymore. So it's the paradox that you have to walk through that life. Be like, hey, I'm going to do this. I know it's going to upset you, but it's the risk I'm willing to take. It's the trade-off I'm willing to make. You know what I mean? But as soon as you lose that care, now you know you've lost the woman at the same time, in a sense.
Well, you know what's really interesting about this, right? It's like everyone's preaching monogamy, like one man, one woman, all this stuff, right? But then it's like then they're cheating. It's like I see people all over social media commenting, "Oh, this is wrong. You should only have one partner." But then it's like, just fucking cheat on your boyfriend. But like I see all the time. I work at nightclubs as well. Like I host very exclusive parties, and I see girls cheating all the fucking time.
Who do you think cheats more, men or women?
I think a certain percentage of men cheat 24/7. Right? If you're a top 1% man who can attract into women, you're definitely cheating, right? And then I think women in general are all cheating.
Do you think all top 1% men cheat?
I'd say for the most part.
Yeah.
I'd say if they can, they usually will, right? More often than not. At least like 50% of the top 1% men.
So you think half of the top 1%?
I would say so.
Okay.
Right? And then I say like, I don't know, 50 to 80% of women have cheated in their lifetime. Like I would say most women have cheated. And how do I know? Because I survey the women, dude. Every time I'm with women, dude, I ask them all these questions. I ask them their body count. I ask them how many guys they've cheated on. I've asked them about their ex-boyfriends. And like, I'm really good at getting the information out and like making them feel like I'm not judging them when low-key I am, to be honest. And they'll admit these things to me. And I'm like, oh, wow, good for you. Yeah, fuck that guy anyway. You should cheat him anyway, whatever. Right? And then I find out like who they truly are. Right? And so, yeah, dude, I mean, a staggering amount of women have cheated. And I would say like in general, more women have cheated than men. But the men who are cheating a lot more often.
Mm-hmm. But the men that are cheating are also cheating physically more than emotionally. Women tend to cheat more emotionally.
Women definitely cheat more emotionally.
If women cheat physically, they've already emotionally cheated for a while.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, men.
Bro.
Yeah. So
if a girl has a guy friend, bro, to me it's cheating.
Yeah.
Bro, my main girl.
Yeah.
She has no like. I go through her phone. There's nothing. She doesn't even have apps. She doesn't have TikTok on her phone.
Yeah.
She doesn't have Instagram. She like deleted her Instagram account. But so when we started seeing each other, right? She's this cute girl on Instagram. There's no guys really on her Instagram. But eventually, a few months in a relationship, she deleted every guy off her Instagram. Then eventually, she deleted all her pictures in her profile, made her profile private. It was just like her 30 closest girlfriends. Then eventually, she ended up deleting her Instagram account and then just deleting the app off her phone. Now, the only app on her phone is the Bible. Like, I wish I was making this shit up. But those are the types of women you should be trying to go for. And I didn't ask her to do any of this stuff.
God-fearing women, bro.
Dude, straight up.
God-fearing women.
God-fearing women are the absolute fucking best.
What's your type?
You know, I go through
Types.
phases. I go through
Seasons?
different
Cycles?
seasons. It's seasonal, right?
Yeah.
During the
What's
summers,
the
I like
season?
bi girls. I like hanging on yachts with like bi chicks.
Bisexual
Right?
girls?
Yeah, and during winter, I like hanging out with wholesome like Christian women.
For Christmas?
But ethnicity.
What do you don't like?
Oh, dude, I don't like.
What's
women,
on your
I don't
no
like
list?
ethnic women, to be honest.
Ethnic.
And
ethnic.
like, I pretty much only like white girls. I pretty much only like white women. Like, I'm not really into black girls at all. Brown girls.
You don't like brown girls?
Absolutely fucking not. Like, stay the fuck away from me, dude. And here's the thing: I lost my virginity to a brown girl. One
For
of
the
my
culture?
my first girlfriend
culture? Yeah.
was Bengali, right? And like, I just think brown chicks have way too much fucking like generational trauma, and they're just too fucked in the head. And then they like, especially being a brown guy, I just trigger them. I remind them of their fucking dad, and they just put all their hate on me. I'm like, get away from me. White girls are the best, dude. I find white women are like have like the least amount of like generational trauma. They're just better to date.
What kind of generational trauma? Like,
Bro, they're just like more docile. They're less drama. They're less like crazy. They're less
Yeah.
psycho.
yeah.
You know?
Do you find
I
that?
do somewhat agree though. With like about white women.
Yeah, yeah. But then you get the ethnic women that are like, yeah, but they're boring. Those white girls are boring.
You know what?
What's your response to that?
You know, you're right. I dated Latinas, bro, and they're fucking psycho. And it's exciting. Right? And some part of you fucking likes it. Some part of you likes this crazy Latina fucking trying to hit you and shit. Right? Like, it gets your dick hard, right? But like, whatever you gotta do to get it up in the morning. But the thing is, like, I just at a place where I just find fucking the more wholesome, like, Christian white chicks right now, at least where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, with building a career, with actually like growing and becoming more mature, they're just better girlfriends, in my opinion. I just find them better.
What would you say the perfect age for a man is, and then the perfect age for a woman? Ideally, highest sexual marketplace value.
You know what's crazy, bro? I feel like men never really expire, but like me and my buddies always joke that women expire after 23. It's like, oh, she's 24 years old, she's fucking expired, dude, she's too old, right? And so I've seen statistics that say a woman's prime is in her 23, and after that, it's kind of like downhill, right? And so
That's early.
No, but that's like statistics.
Yeah.
Like, so there was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
survey.
statistically,
There's
yeah.
a survey done asking men from all different countries, ethnicities, and ages of what age is the perfect woman.
Perfect
And 23,
perfect for marriage?
like just perfect for dating in general. And 23 was the age, right? So 23 is like the prime age men find attractive in women.
Is there a way for women to extend that timeline?
I mean, sure, like fucking makeup and surgery and all that shit, but honestly, I don't think so, man.
Because
Because they have a biological clock. I don't think men ever expire. I have a buddy who's in the nightlife industry. He's 48 years old. And on Saturday night, I saw him making out two girls back to back, and these girls were objective 10s. You look at these girls.
I think I know who he's
thi-
talking about.
this dude has the hottest.
Is it the guy that means you know?
This dude has the hottest girls in the city, dude. At his table every single fucking night.
I know exactly what you're talking
Super hot chicks. Dude, he's like making back to back, dude. Super hot girls.
Yeah.
Right?
Boy.
And I'm like,
but
dude,
a
like,
48-year-old woman could still make out with guys, but
she looks
Yeah,
disgusting. She looks like fucking grandma, right? Because like, Buddy's fucking 48, but he's jacked, tatted, and girls with daddy issues think he's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Right? He's 48, and the girls are 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Right? And they love him. He'll go home and have threes with these girls. Like, he's crushing it.
Yeah.
Right? He's not even trying. Like, you can just see he doesn't even give a fuck. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think men ever really, like, I don't think there is a prime
don't think
age
there's
for
a
men.
prime, huh?
I think as long as you stay in the gym, keep working on your purpose, work on your career, and practice social skills, I don't think you ever peak.
well, there's got to be. I mean, there may not be a peak, but there's a flattening of the curve at some point.
I had a client who's 52 years old.
Yeah.
Right? And he was in the gym. He would dye his hair.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he would tell girls he's fucking 28. And that's one thing I didn't like, him lying about his age.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my things I was coaching with was, we're going to stop lying to girls about your age. Because that's inappropriate. I find that not okay. But after he got over that age issue, he was telling girls he's 52. And he's smashing girls like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever. He's 52 years old.
Yeah, these younger girls.
And
some of them.
dude, like a lot of these girls are attracted to older men.
older men, yeah.
You know, the only thing that actually makes me insecure, the only thing, and this is a problem I've had for years, is older men because maybe they'll have more experience than me, more resources, more access to things. You know, like I'll give you an example. Last summer, I'm bringing my girls on yacht parties, right? And my buddies who have yachts are older. They're like 45, 48, right? 52, right? So now these guys, you know, may or may not have more money than me, right? May or may not have more experience than me,
Yeah.
right? And I just didn't want them. I get very territorial with my girls. I don't want them fucking like, you know, like low-key fucking smashing my chicks. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, dude, I think women are just naturally attracted to older men. It's just how it is.
Huh.
How do you find the experience of women calling you territorial versus women calling you insecure? How do you navigate that?
I think it's
that
funny.
boundary.
I think it's cute. I want to like boop them on the nose. I'm like, oh, you think I'm being insecure? That's cute. Dude, I'll give you an example. Okay, so I broke up my side chick because she would violate a lot of my boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? She wanted to go clubbing. Right? Actually, she was pretty good for the most part. We were together for a year. It was great because I had the main girl and I had the side girl and they were best friends. And we all hang out together. We're going on like group dates. You know, we go to the fucking
dates.
movies, whatever. You know, and like, it honestly, it was pretty fucked up because like,
Group dates.
it's expensive, bro.
it actually was. It wasn't that bad, dude. I do Uber Eats, buy one get one free.
Yeah, buy one,
I'd be,
go,
like,
yeah,
cheap
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
like fucking. I have like a scene card, so I get like the free movies and shit. You know, I mean, it was great, dude.
you say one of them is 12, they get in free.
No, you know what it was too. So like, I would send them off to the movies, and then me and my boy would just go like pull other girls. So it was perfect because it's like if I want to get some work done, I'm like, you know, girls, here's my credit card. Don't spend more than $50. Go to the movies, whatever. Right? They go to the movies, and I'm like crushing business, right? Or me and my best friend, you know, we introduce our girlfriends together, and we just send them off to like go do their thing, right? And then, you know, we would just like go pull chicks or like go to the club or whatever. So it was fucking great. It eventually all blew up in my face, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
all good things have to, you know,
it
come
is.
to an
It's
end.
pretty because my buddy's girlfriend
Yeah.
just randomly decided out of the blue just tell my girlfriend, oh yeah, Justin's been fucking all these other girls. Actually, your best friend, he's been fucking her too, right? So like my side girl, obviously knew I was always honest with her. She liked the honesty, but it's like my main girl wanted to like live in a state of delusion.
Yeah.
Because all the signs were in her fucking face, dude. Like one time she's in my my bedroom. I have her tied up to the bed. I told her like I'm punishing you. You've been a bad girl, right? So because she was like being a little bit sassy with me and shit. She had a few drinks in her. We're at the club, so I tied her up to the bed. I tied a vibrator to her, and dude, I'm in my guest room having a threesome with two other chicks, right? And it's like for a normal girl, it's like that would set off a fucking red flag. But she just accepted, you know, I'm this guy. I have these girls around me all the time, and it is what it is, right? But eventually, so my best friend's girlfriend told my girlfriend, you know, I've been fucking all these chicks. She got really upset, but she's fucking. It was kind of like, oh, well, I mean, I guess it was kind of obvious, and she realized she's living in a state of delusion, right? And she's still with me. She still accepted it. It is what it is, right?
I like the fact that you mentioned confidence. Do you think that people need more courage or confidence? Because I don't think people are just born confident. Like you weren't born, hey, this girl's coming home with me tonight. I think you got to, you know, put the smile on
Absolutely.
and go in there with the courage. I think perceived confidence is what's important, right? Because like Mike Tyson was saying how before every fight, he was scared, but nobody freaking knew because the motherfucker looked confident. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you go in with that, you know, with anything you do, it's the courage that's more important than those small wins, you know.
Build up the confidence.
Yeah.
I think
when that
courage
old
leads
lady
to confidence.
Courage leads to confidence. Once you know that old lady smiles back at you, you know, and you flirt with her and you know she likes you, and then you're okay. Then you know you start talking to girls that you like, and you know they start reciprocating that same energy. I think it builds up from there. What's your favorite party city you've ever been to, and what's the craziest thing that's ever happened? to
You know what, dude?
That you
Until
can
recently,
recall, that you remember.
I love Toronto.
Yeah.
Until recently, I was thinking fucking Toronto's like the best city for nightlife. Like it's one of the best cities. I think because like Miami's really expensive. LA, the nightlife's not that great. Like Vegas, actually, the nightlife's really good. But the problem with Vegas, it really is Sin City. You got like, you know, chicks going to their bachelor party cheating on their fucking, you know, soon-to-be husband, right? And a lot of the girls there are older, right? Because in the States, you know, the drinking age is 21, right? So like, you know, I went there when I was 21, and I felt like, fuck, I'm too young to be here, right? But if you're in your 30s, I think Vegas is pretty good. Miami's not bad, but I think Toronto's got really good nightlife. But then I went to Medellin, Colombia. And holy fuck, bro. Like I've heard it's good, but I was under the impression that, you know what, there's too much tourism in Medellin. It might not be as good as other places in Colombia. Because I've lived in Mexico City, and Mexico City was easy mode, bro. Easy mode to get laid. But Medellin, bro, every single girl's hot. They all have plastic surgery. And it's like, it's a culture of girls who just want to suck dick. Like, I can't even explain it, bro. The culture, like, the girls just want to get fucked by men who speak English and men of status or men. It's the money thing, dude. It's like, it's not like they even want your money. They just want to know that you have money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. It's like a status, like, it's a different society. So women look at guys there who have money and they think that's attraction, right? So I went to Medellin and like, dude, I'm really against hookers. Like, I never liked the idea of like, fuck. I don't like gold diggers. I don't like hookers. I've never liked the idea of like monetary exchange for like intimacy,
Transactional.
like the transactional thing. I don't like that, dude. I think it's weird.
But do you think
right?
every girl is a gold digger deep down?
No, I don't think so, man.
You
'Cause
don't think so?
I really don't feel like I don't think I lead with money at all. I think if you're a guy who leads with money, you just become the money guy, and then girls use you, and you might get some play from that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can ever get to a really high level with women if you lead.
If it's just money. I agree. But do you think inherently money equals safety and provisioning and resources, and girls deep down are looking for that safety net biologically?
It depends. So actually, a lot of women just want to get fucked and have a fun time. A lot of women just want to get over their ex-boyfriend.
Right.
So
But
there's
for
other,
long term.
So for long term, yes. And there's statistics that back this up, by the way. So like if you are a man of resources, right, and you've made it, then yes, you'll have an ability to keep women easier if you have, you know, monetary success. But you don't need it to get laid, right? Like like my old roommate was a male stripper. This motherfucker was broke.
yeah.
He's like 40 grand in debt. He was tearing it up, like absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
And like, dude, he was living on a fucking mattress on the floor. It's like trap house vibes, bro. And he was on steroids and shit. And there's like fucking used needles laying around.
Yeah.
But like, and dude, the hottest girls,
Yeah.
like actual models will come over and just get fucked by this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And
So
they
why do you
didn't
think
care,
that is?
Right? Because there's like the fun guy.
Yeah.
And then there's like the husband.
Yeah.
Right? One thing I was always really good at portraying is I'm the fun guy.
The fun husband?
Right.
Or just the fun guy?
Well, I was always really good at, you know, portraying the fun guy, right? And then I got a lot, like, I mean, I got older. I got a lot of success, social media, clout, you know, monetary success, business, whatever, right? And I just got more maturity, and I've also become the husband a little bit, right? So I know how to be both. I know how to play both those characters. You know what I'm saying?
I think you have to, at some point, be the fun husband. Because I think that women are always trying to solve for what's missing.
I
Because
agree with that.
if you
I
give them
agree with
too
that
much
100%.
too much on one end of the spectrum, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna solve for what's missing. They're gonna wake up one day and be like, this guy's boring, or this guy's broke. You know, they're gonna try to find out what's missing.
Well, women by nature
yeah.
are hypergamous, so they're
Hypergamous.
always looking for,
Yeah.
you know, a better option. I don't think human beings are meant to be monogamous, and so I was talking to my buddy about this the other day.
Speak about that. What is hypergamy?
So hypergamy is a woman's. It's female nature pretty much dictating a woman's emotions of wanting to find a better mate and like trade upwards, essentially, right? And so essentially, women are always going to be looking for a higher status man.
The highest sexual marketplace value man
Exactly.
that they can get. Yeah.
And so the issue with that is if you are not working on yourself every single fucking day, she's eventually going to find a better dude. However, if you are a guy who, like, you know why I preach the whole like multiple relationship thing, polygamy thing? I'm not telling that to every guy. I'm not telling, like, if you're some fucking dork who works at Starbucks and you're a brokey and you have, you know, absolutely no fucking game, then bro, take what you can get. Just try to get a girlfriend. Try to get your dick sucked here and there. But the thing is, like, you're not gonna have 5 girlfriends. If 5 girlfriends aren't gonna, like, 5 women are not gonna want to be with you because you're a fucking nobody. Because you, like, at the very least, you haven't developed the personality and the character development, right? Maybe if you've developed that and you're like the cool fucking hipster guy at Starbucks and you've got charisma and all that stuff, maybe you'll be smashing 5 different chicks on rotation, right? But you're still broke, so now these women don't really want to. They're not proud of calling you their boyfriend or husband or whatever it is, right? And so the thing is, I found the best way to deal with women's hypergamy is polygamy, having multiple options. It's like investing, bro. I was joking with my buddy Luis. Like, it's like women are like the stock market, bro. It's like gambling. It's like investing in crypto, dude. You're investing in a bunch of fucking like random like shit coins, hoping that one sticks and one pops off, right? Like, imagine spending 2 years with one girl. You're committed. You're monogamous. You're loyal, and then she fucking cheats on
And
you.
it goes to 0.
She fucks her drug dealer. Is that what like you want to fucking deal with? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be the guy on the other end of it. I'd rather be the club promoter that she cheated with. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be like this dude with the penthouse, the guy who's like throwing all the parties, like all the girls on me, And then, this girl comes out and then, oops, we end up having an orgy and she goes back to her boyfriend. I'd rather be that guy, right? It's like, the way I see it, it's like either you cheat or get cheated on, right? Mm-hmm. I'd rather be the guy who's like doing the cheating and the girls are cheating with. That's what I prefer. Now, you'll have girls shit talk or complain or, haters and this and that. But like, bro, if a guy had as much experience as I have with women, they'll see it exactly the same. Right. And like, bro, I wish there was another conclusion. Like, I've spent countless hours trying to refine my philosophy and trying to figure out an alternative. And this is the best solution I found is, okay, you have to have like 5 girlfriends because, you might be with your main girl and then she'll fucking leave you. Or maybe your main girl goes crazy one day and wants to like fucking hit you and you're like, oh, fuck, that was my boundary. I have to break up with you. Okay, well, great. I have my side chick. Side girl, you're promoted, Or like, the side girl's being a bitch, the main girl's being crazy.
There's been an opening, new job opening. You start Monday, 9 a.m.
But like, I want you guys to understand, this isn't even like just
see
humor.
where
This is
you're
my
going.
lifestyle.
I see where you're going.
This is actually like the life I've been living.
I want to
right?
go deeper on this.
Sure.
You believe in marriage, not the government marriage. Do you believe in family?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that a family is best raised with a 2-parent household?
You know what? I actually do believe that. So what I'm describing is a short, I wouldn't even say short, I would say it's a medium-term dating strategy. Mm-hmm. It's a medium-term dating strategy.
To get the best that you can get at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because eventually at some point, because like my main girl, right? When she showed up in my life, I had a lot of other women in my life. I had the girls I'm having short-term fun with. I had the girls I'm having orgies with. I had my assistant who I was smashing. I had, every single, you're having a relationship dynamics with every single one of these women, right? Like my assistant Gabby, she was super hot. She was
Are
British.
you, personal question, are you using protection with all these girls?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
You know,
What's the percentage?
like 10%.
That's very sometimes.
Like
So-
20, 10,
So 90% in Mexico City?
you know what?
90%
Well, here's the
of-
thing, right? Like I said, I don't want whores. Like I don't like whores. Like I'm asking these girls their body counts and then hoping they're not lying and then smashing them.
But they are lying.
Right?
Yeah.
And like sometimes they are lying.
Does it ever
right?
burn the next morning?
You know what? I try to get tested regularly as much as I can, and I'm fucking good, dude. And I also get my girls to get tested. I'll call my side chick. I'll be like, hey, you should get tested on my behalf, and just to make sure we're able to clean it.
You ever do the group
Right?
date to the clinic? All 4 of us?
I haven't done that. I haven't done that.
Save some money.
And by the way, I actually like am a huge advocate for like birth control, condoms, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like I try to protect my girls, right?
Yeah.
If I'm hooked up with a new girl for the first time and I don't really know her and I haven't vetted her, then absolutely I'll use a fucking condom for sure, right? But when I'm ongoing with these girls, I'm seeing them and I know I'm the only guy they're seeing. Like I'm going through their phone. I know like who's in and out of their life. Like I know what their daily routine is. I have their locations on my phone, right? I'm the only guy in their life, right? So, I don't want to use condoms. I don't like condoms. And I find it less intimate. I just find it doesn't allow me to bond with them. Like I find if I'm using a condom, it doesn't really feel like they're my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
It's not cheating if there's a condom?
Yeah, if I hook up with a new girl and like, let's say smash a chick or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, dude. Like even it is cheating. Okay, whatever. I'm a fucking cheater. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like that's just how I feel. Like it is what it is. I've accepted that part of me fully as well, right? And because I found like, look, at the end of the day, man, you got to do what's best for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to do what's best for yourself.
Yeah.
And if I find like, look, maybe if it was a different city, man. If I was living in like fucking other parts of the world, where like in the Philippines, for example, it's illegal to cheat on your wife. Do you know that? You can go to jail.
I don't know.
Right? So if you're married in the Philippines and your wife cheats on you, she goes to fucking jail. Right? So maybe if I was in the Philippines and I had a wife, I probably wouldn't cheat. She probably wouldn't cheat on me. Like maybe it would be different. But also like I don't really believe in monogamy. I think monogamy is a flawed system. But a huge reason, relationships end typically before the marriage stage is because of infidelity, right? So it's like, imagine this, right? What's the divorce rate? 50, 60%?
Yeah.
Right? Now think about how many relationships end before they even get to a stage where you can say, you know what, I want to spend the rest of my life with you and let's get married. Okay? So it's probably closer to like 90%, 95%. If I were to tell you, you're getting on this airplane, but there's a 95% chance it's going to crash on the way to your destination, would you get on that plane?
No.
Probably
No, I
not,
see what
right?
you're saying.
So like in my head, it's like, okay, like why am I gonna do what I don't want to do which is sexual exclusivity. I don't believe in that. I think that's delusional from my side. If the women want to be with one guy, because most women do just want to be with one guy, right? And so, if I'm not going to tell them what to do and what not to do, right? If I'm seeing a girl and she wants to fuck other dudes, I'm like, all power to you. You go do that. But now it's like she went from like up here to like down here. It's like maybe we'll be fuck buddies and you can sleep with other people and that's cool, but you're not my girlfriend. Maybe I won't even see you. Like I want to prioritize them. Maybe I'll be flaky with them. You know what I'm saying?
Question, because I've heard that analogy before. Why would I get in the plane if there's a 95% chance of me crashing? The difference is plane crashes are almost 100% fatal. Not 95% of, 100% of relationships ending and, breakups and divorces, people usually don't die unless the wife, or the husband does some crazy shit. Yeah. No one's dead. So there's calculated risks in life. You're taking risks because eventually, like you said, you want to have a 2-parent household. You want to raise a family with the highest quality woman that you get out of the hypergamous situation and all that. That makes sense to me.
I mean, that is one strategy.
Yeah,
you can also just have like 5 baby mamas, and that does work too, right? Like if you look at like genetics, right? Oftentimes, so there's 2 main strategies, right? It's like you can sleep with a lot of women and hook up with like 20 different women at a time, and then you have like 5 baby mamas, and now you have like 5. You essentially have 5 different families, right? You have, and that's a legitimate strategy. But I think that gets shit on a lot by society, right? But that is a legit dating strategy. Having one wife, right, and you have like 2 kids, and you raise them to adulthood, and you instill your beliefs in them and all that stuff. That's an alternative dating strategy, right? And so there's tons of different dating strategies.
I heard the statistic. I told you this. It only takes a couple dozen men to impregnate the entire world.
It's true.
How crazy is that? But you can't say vice versa.
Dude, if you actually look at a lot of the statistics and data when it comes to dating, it's actually fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Like it blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 in 200 men will have over 100 body count. Okay. In worldwide. So
1 in 200.
1 in 200 men.
So 0.5%.
Right. Exactly. So 0.5%. And so have you guys ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
Yes.
So 20% of men
Get
are
it.
sleeping
With 80%
of the women.
Yep.
Okay, and that's in society though, right? So that means like some nerd who like doesn't get out much, but he has a girlfriend now, and he's got like 3 bodies, but she's got like 18 bodies, right? That girl's part of the 80% that's been getting smashed by 20% of the men. But so that's called the Pareto principle, okay? And this exists in nature, this exists in business, this exists all over the place, right? But with the Pareto principle, there's actually a more refined version of it where it's, the 1 in 200 men, so 0.5% of men are actually sleeping with 50% of women worldwide. And that's like over a lifetime, right? So if you think about that, right? Like a lot of the advice I'm giving I'm just talking about myself. I'm just talking about my life.
Yeah.
That's not advice I would give to the average guy. If you're an average guy and you work an average fucking job, and you just live an average life, I don't think having 5 girlfriends could be right for you. I don't think you're gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the misconstrued advice that people got from Andrew Tate was, hey, if you don't have, 5, multiple women and 40 supercars. He clarified it now, but the
it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now. But it was part of the marketing strategy.
Yeah, it's part of the marketing strategy for sure.
That's, hey, this is the lifestyle. 5 women. If you don't have that, sucks for you. But again, it doesn't apply to the Walmart cashier. It doesn't apply to the janitor. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I totally agree.
I'll tell you this: when I went to Colombia, I had one of my clients with me. This was a very high level and high paying client of mine. Okay, and he's a really good guy. We became really good friends, and he has a girlfriend. Okay, so he was married, went through a divorce because he rushed into a marriage with a woman who he was not compatible with, and he came on their coaching program with me. He hadn't slept with a woman since his ex-wife. Like the last woman he had slept with in 8 years was his ex-wife, which is fucking insane. This guy was like 35, where he met his ex-wife when he was 27. She was the last new woman he hooked up with. We did a boot camp. He hooked up with 4 new women that week, right? In like a 2-day period, right? He went back to where he's from, is Texas. Hooked up like a dozen women in a month. He had a lot of fun. He hooked up like a porn star. Then he met a girl who became his girlfriend, right? So he's still learning this stuff. He's still learning the game. But from what I understand, he was monogamous. And when he went to Colombia with me, dude, I was smashing all these chicks. And he was playing the wingman, but he wasn't hooked up with any women. He wanted to stay monogamous with his woman. And he messaged me the other day saying, dude, I found my future mother of my children. this woman is perfect. But so sometimes you got to go out and play the field and have a little bit of fun, meet a bunch of different women, figure out what you like until you can find your ideal dating partner, right? And maybe you'll settle down with her. Maybe you'll want 2 of them or 3 of them. Who knows, right? Maybe you'll just want a baby mom. Everyone's different, right? Who am I to tell people what to do, you know? But what I like to do is I like to empower people who want to live a certain lifestyle. Right? I have a female friend who does OnlyFans. She told me she smashed 40 guys in 3 days. And I was kind of like, well, it's kind of fucking gross. You know, like, you're absolutely disqualified as a potential dating partner. Because me and this girl, we'd smash, we'd have orgies and shit. You know, we'd hook up girls together and stuff like that. But, you know,
40s.
like, who am I to judge? She's doing her thing. She's doing her own fucking thing, right? Now, was it for money or for content or whatever the fuck it was? I don't know, right? But I'm not judging her for doing what she's doing. She's her own human being. She can make her own decisions, right? Will I date her? Probably not. Are we still friends? I think she's a really good friend of mine. She's a really nice girl. You know, all power to her, right? Now, the women I date, I'm going to hold them a much higher standard, right? Because now that's my partner. For her to have the title of being my girlfriend, I'm going to hold her to a standard. It's like, you're not going to be running around being a hoe.
Yeah.
You're not going to be out drinking at the club. No, you're not allowed to go to the fucking club without me, right? Like, especially because I'm a club promoter, I have all this access.
Yeah.
Like the thought of one of my girls going out with another promoter,
For sure.
it's like,
Oh my
it's like that's worse than cheating. I'd rather have them have them fuck someone else rather than go out with a different club promoter, dude. That'd be absolutely disrespectful, right?
Speaking of your girl, and if you're trying to vet a girl for marriage, I assume you want to know the history.
Sure.
You know, the Carfax accident history.
Absolutely.
You know, the miles, all that, right? When you're looking at you're employing somebody for a position, you look at their resume and you see that they worked at 11 different spots and each spot for 3 weeks each.
There's an issue there, brother.
Versus somebody that comes in with a resume and they got 11 years experience, 2 companies, 6 years, 5 years, long-term commitment.
That looks a lot more ideal for a long-term commitment.
Yeah.
What's the number in your head that is too much?
You definitely don't want their body count to be higher than their age. Like when looking at women, if her body count is higher than her age,
Oh, that definitely
absolutely
no.
disqualified.
Definitely no.
So if you meet a girl who's got
That's a lot.
20
that's
bodies,
that's a lot though.
That's a
you know,
lot, though.
but like, I mean, but that would be like an absolute deal fucking breaker.
Yeah.
However, you know, like, I'll tell you this, man. I dated a girl who had, I was her 3rd sexual experience she's ever had. The first guy was her boyfriend. The second guy was the guy who was about to be her boyfriend that she's known for like 8 months or something like that. Right. And then I was the 3rd guy. Right. Then I had another girlfriend I was dating who had 15 body count. Right. And I asked her about that. I'm like, what the like, I'm like, you're perfect, but your body count's way too fucking high. Like, what the, like, this girl was perfect in every fucking way. And I mean, she pretty much said like, she just dated a lot and tried a lot of different things. But here's the thing. She was perfect in every way. She was very committed and loyal. Absolute fucking ride or die in every way. She checks off all the boxes. Just like on paper, she's got a high body count. So I was like, you know what? You know, let's try it out. And what I found is the girl who had 3 body count, I was the 3rd guy. I mean, dude, the sex was kind of boring. You know, she was a lot more judgmental, and it wasn't as good of a relationship. And I used, you know what's crazy, dude? I've probably been with like 25, 30 virgin women. Like, I've probably taken at least like 30 women's virginities.
You don't recommend?
You know what, dude? A lot of my first girlfriends were virgin women. And in hindsight, it's like, I think they lacked a lot of experience and I just didn't really even like, a lot of them were very like combative and set in their ways of what their beliefs were. So I couldn't even
They weren't
like
open-minded?
coach them. Exactly. They weren't open-minded. I couldn't even like guide them in the right direction of like what I thought would be better for our relationship.
That's interesting. So how much experience do you think is too much?
So, I mean, dude, like, I'll tell you this, man.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend, and this was a mistake. I kind of just rushed into a relationship with this chick. She told me, like, I didn't know. Like, I just started dating this chick, and, like, eventually I was just, like, curious. And she told me her body count was between 50 and 100. And I was just like,
Jesus.
holy fuck. I cannot be with this girl. Like, this is fucking insane. Right? And, like,
that's a lot.
dude, keep in mind, I've been with hundreds of women.
That's a
and that
lot,
made
bro.
me feel, like, deeply uncomfortable.
That's a
and
lot.
obviously, the relationship ended, and it wasn't a good relationship. And hindsight, like, I almost felt shame for even
50
getting
to 100,
into
bro.
that
It's
relationship.
a lot.
You know,
of
I would
Yeah.
say,
That's
you know,
a lot of men, bro.
me and my buddy always joke that under 10 is good, but over 10 you're a hoe. Like the moment a girl hits
Double
10
digits?
body count,
I
Double
think,
digits?
I
Oh.
think you're so right with that. I had it in my mind.
Double
when
digits
when,
was the
when
number in
you-
my head.
I think, yeah, 10 over. You're a fucking
Over 10,
idiot.
you're like a
You're a fucking idiot.
old Mercedes Benz. You got 300,000
you-
kilometers.
well, you know what, man? I was talking to one of my really good buddies about this, okay? And he said something that really was interesting to me. It's, you know, being the men that we are, it's almost like we give the women a second chance by being in a relationship with us. It's like your past is your past, right? And you're now absolved of your sins. As long as you're fully committed, fully loyal, the slate's clean. As long as that's a decision you and the girl both have to make.
Yeah.
Right? And I've been with women that I dated a girl who had 15 body count. And that was kind of the relationship dynamic we had. And we had a really, really good fucking relationship, And so shit happens. Who am I to judge someone for their past as well? Right? People go through things. And I'm sure girls go through a hoe phase. And what I used to believe was that, okay, dating a virgin woman makes more sense.
Yeah.
However, so I have a buddy recently who I've known for 10 years. And the stuff we were talking about earlier about going out at the mall, hitting on chicks, he was one of my clients and I taught him these skills. He met his girlfriend at the mall. He met her at Toronto's Union Center. They've been together for 10 fucking years. He took her virginity and she has been bored. And she had expressed to him years ago, what, I want to go experiment with other men. You're the only guy I've been with and I want to go try other guys. And then he caught her recently fucking sexting her therapist and shit. What the fuck is that, right? So I think in a weird way, finding women who already have experience and then she looks at you like, wow, all the men from my past were absolute fucking losers. You are amazing. I'm so happy with you. Let's just settle down and fucking, lock in it now. I think in a weird way, that's almost like a different way to look at it. And so I'm able to see it from both perspectives. Because, if you do take your girl's virginity, maybe 5 years from now, she decides, what, fuck, I regret not going through my hoe phase. And then she'll have that later. And that's a problem
Do you think every girl needs a hoe phase in today's day and age?
I do think because of social media.
And it's different types of phases. But
Tinder, all these things we have access to, the internet. I think she's going to go through a hoe phase no matter what. Back in the day, dude, your wife's in your house, and here's the crazy thing too. It's easier than ever to catch your girl cheating.
True.
Because you just go through her phone. How do you know that your great grandmother, who apparently lost her virginity to her fucking husband, didn't cheat? You'll never fucking know. Because back then, we didn't have technology. She could have been fucking the neighbor. You would have no fucking idea. She'd been fucking the milkman or the mailman. You never know, man. Right? You'd have no fucking idea.
The milkman.
Dude, dude I've been in environments where I'm at the club and a girl's with her boyfriend. The boyfriend walks away and I start making out with the chick. Right? So how do you know that your girl didn't cheat behind your back? Now, if you go through her phone, now it's a lot. I find cheating gets caught a lot more now, and women are so good at hiding cheating. Yeah. Women are so fucking good. You will have no idea, and they will never admit it. They will take it to their deathbed.
Have you ever told the boyfriend?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Have you been that guy?
I was in Manila, Philippines. I took a girl home
where it was illegal to cheat.
Well, it's illegal if you're married.
You got some guys. You got some guys in jail,
dude. It was fucked up because I took this girl home. We didn't even have sex, but we were making out. I was slapping her ass. She had to go. We were definitely about to hook up, but her friends were leaving, and she had to a ride to catch. And anyway, so the next day I found that she unfollowed me on Instagram. And I'm that's strange. Why she didn't block me? She unfollowed me. And then she also removed me as a follower. I'm oh, that's weird. Why would a girl do that? Then I look at her Instagram and I see a picture of a guy, and they don't look like a couple. But I click on the guy's Instagram, and it's just countless pictures of him and his girlfriend. Oh my god, I love this girl so much. And dude, I felt so fucking bad. You know why I felt so bad? My ex-girlfriend had texted me the same morning. My ex-girlfriend, who's fucking some random ass dude. Okay, we broke up because I eventually. We would have threesomes. And I felt it let her down a path to degeneracy. And I felt she didn't feel it was fair that I'm fucking all these girls. So she started fucking a guy behind my back. And it obviously just and it was so hard to even catch this girl, dude. Because this girl's gonna take that secret to her deathbed. But I just knew from years of speaking to people, reading body language, face expressions. I could look at someone, I kind of know if they're telling me the truth or not. And I had this sixth sense. I'm oh, this girl's been disloyal. She's been acting different. So I broke up with her, and I eventually found out that she fucked another dude to spite me. It was revenge cheating, right? Yeah. And she had texted me that morning, and I was just triggered. I was dude, fuck these hoes. So I texted the girl's boyfriend. And you know what's crazy, bro? He didn't believe me. He got defensive. He got really pissed off. He got mad at me. So honestly, I just got to a point where I was you know what? If I hook up the girl who has a boyfriend, it's not really my problem. Don't need to mess with the boyfriend. It is what it is. It's up to, every single man to learn his own lessons. Sure. Learn from his mistakes. Sure. It's not my job to give him those lessons. Yeah. Unless he's a paid client or someone who's truly coming to me for help. It's it's you're on your own, bro. And like I said, man, it's I'm at a point now where it's like I know how to make sure my girls aren't cheating, and I've learned how to really vet the women that I let into my life. I don't just let any woman in my life. I really don't just let any woman in my life, and I'm able to have very open and honest conversations to kind of figure out what type of character they have. So really, I only like keep the most elegant, most feminine, most wholesome women who have values, right? And that's what I found has really worked for me. Right. And, every time I have brought around or brought too close women that didn't have those right values, like if a girl has too high of a body count, it's not even the body count. Because maybe she had 15 boyfriends, but none of them were one night stands. Right. Maybe, she just went through like a really rough time and, it was like a weird coping mechanism. Yeah. So who knows, right? But I just look at the behavior. I don't look at what girls tell me as well.
Yeah, I think the number on paper is more like just a number we have in our heads that's like sounds bad. But obviously 100 versus 1.
Well, look at this, right? So imagine this. The average girl, when they start, sleeping around, when they start, having sex, like let's say the average girl starts having sex at 16. I think that's normal in a city like Toronto, right? I lost my virginity at 17, and I thought that was late when I lost my virginity, right? So I would say like the average girl, 16, 17, 18, whatever, right? And then they're 25. Over the course of, 7, 8, 9 years, right? If they've hooked up with 15 guys, that's like one guy every 6 months, right? That's not a whole lot of men, right? And like, because let me ask you this. If you were a hot girl and every go, like, so imagine being a hot girl, right? I don't know, like, how old are women when they hit puberty? Like 12, 13, whatever it is, right? And then they're getting hit on by creepy old men. They're getting hit on by like their creepy fucking uncle. They go to school, boys are hitting on them. Right? You got guys sliding in their DMs from the time they're like 14, 15, 16. Guys at school, guys on social media. They post TikTok videos. You got like creepy weirdos like fucking stalking their TikTok. They're getting all this attention. Now they're 17, 18. They go out, they get hit on. Maybe they're going out all age club events. Maybe they're going like social events and like guys are just hitting on them constantly. Boys are expressing interest in them. Now they're in college and just, they're exposed to so many different men. They go out, they get on, especially a hot girl. They get hit on every single fucking day, everywhere they go, every 10 fucking minutes sometimes. Right, go to the club and they're just getting harassed by men. That's why they need to be in the VIP table because creepy dudes are groping them and shit, right? So now imagine you were that hot girl. And imagine you're a guy, you're going out, everywhere you fucking go, hot blonde girls want to come suck your dick. Yeah. Beautiful, feminine, elegant women are like, oh my God, marry me. Oh my God, just jizz in me. Fucking like whatever you want, right? And like, what would your body count be? What would your body count be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard this before. The prettiest women in the world reject 99.99% of men, and they still can have 20 bodies after all that. Because if they really slept with, let's say, if they slept with even 5% of the men that hit on them, they'd have 1,000 bodies at that point. It's crazy. So we're saying, what's crazy is we're saying 10 people is a lot. 10 bodies is a lot, but they've still rejected 99.99% of all the guys that have ever hit on them, and they still have 10 bodies. So you got to give, credit where it's due sometimes, man. Think about it. Just saying. I'm just saying because, like, we put the, this number, the double digits is so much.
We demonize it?
Yeah, man. But I also wanted, in retrospect, I have two more things I want to say. I think men's value, like men's attention nowadays, is so valueless, and because we as a collective have just been throwing attention and simping everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
Women don't value what we bring to the table anymore because of
there's so much of it.
So much of it.
All over.
Everywhere.
From everywhere.
It's too easy for them.
Yeah.
And inherently it makes it hypergamy easier for, the higher let's say higher caliber men of society, but at the same time, in a way they've ruined or they've distorted, the dynamic of relationships. Because back in the day, women always needed men more than men needed women. Women couldn't survive without men. The society that men have built today, women don't need technically men to survive directly because they have financial, capabilities, but they still need men to come fix their, pipes, install the internet, dig the holes outside their all that stuff that they don't see the world happening around them. But women always needed men. Now men are the needy ones all of a sudden. What the fuck happened? Why are men so needy? Why are men begging? Why are men simping? Why are men trying to please every single woman on this earth? And given all, putting women on the pedestal, now women are looking down at these men.
I really think it's social media, man. The internet has brought us so close together. Like dude, I can DM Kim Kardashian right now. She may or may not see it, right? But it's crazy because, I have like 300,000 Instagram followers, and you DM me, and I saw your message, right? So any hot girl that is gonna DM me, I'm gonna fucking see it, right? So a lot of these women, they're getting bombarded with male attention. So think about this, right? Back in the day,
calibers.
Dude, exactly. So back in the day, you had a girl who's kind of cute, girl next door, right? But she lives in her small town in the middle of fucking nowhere in like Arkansas, right? And she knows the same people she grew up with. Maybe she had a weird reputation in growing up. So like in her mind, she has this identity of like, oh, I'm just this person, right? I'm not someone of substance or value, whatever, right? But now social media is a thing. And that same girl can post herself on Instagram, get 100,000 followers overnight, right? Start OnlyFans, make money from it, get all this validation, attention from all of these different men. And then now it's like, she doesn't really even value that anymore. But now society as a whole has that, right? Like, dude, I have hot girlfriends. They give me the logins to their Instagram. Like, I don't even care to check it. Sometimes I'll go through the phone, I'll just see what guys are DMing them. And I'm mind fucked at how, like, first of all, how did you find my girl? She's got a private Instagram and no profile picture, right? But then like the random, like, dude, I'll have like rappers DMing girls I'm dating. I'll have like huge influencers, like business owners, millionaires, guys just straight up offering them cash, money, whatever, right? So it's a mind fuck, right? So when you just have that in so much excess, right? It's
the women are in
they don't value
abundance.
it.
The
Yeah,
women
they
are in
just-
abundance,
there's so much
and the
abundance,
men
dude.
are in scarcity. It's a power flip. My last thing: 80% of women initiate the divorce. Why? What are men doing wrong?
That's a good question. I think most men, when they get into these relationship dynamics, they get lazy and they get comfortable, right? And the women aren't fulfilled or happy anymore. And I think, I don't think it's even the women necessarily file the paperwork. I think they just start fights. Like, if a girl wants to break up with you, she's not going to say, hey, we're over, we're done.
Yeah.
She'll just be a
start
bitch.
random.
She'll start fights. She'll look for moments where you're weak and
love
piss
that.
you off.
And
She will
just
look
trigger
for
the
like
fuck out
you're
of me.
having like a fault with your business partner or some shit, or you're going through like some family issues, and she'll just fucking try to like, she'll look for the moments you're weak, and she'll fucking like, like make you feel even more pain. So you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You dump her, right? Or you're like, so they'll. It is a
I love that
interesting
answer.
thing, dude. It's a
such a
really
spot-on
interesting
answer.
thing that how women operate on that level. I think sometimes they're just not fulfilled and happy, right? Or again, they're hypergamous. They want to see what else is out there, or they want to sometimes be alone. And I think, dude, you know what's crazy? I've never, ever, ever had a girlfriend who didn't come crawling back on her hands and knees, ever. Because, I mean, dude, I started dating when I was fucking like 17, 18, right? I'm 28 now. I'm doing very, very well. I've made millions of dollars. I've got clout. I've got all these other girls. My life has just been, every year, it's better and better and better and better. Now, what happens to women as they get older?
You're worse.
They get worse over time, right? Or like they pass their prime, right? I mean, like, look, if you meet a girl who's 18, by 23, she's fucking, she's lived her best years, okay? And now it's like downhill. So I'll give you an example, dude. My ex-girlfriend, Valentina, I was dating this chick in Mexico. I was 24 at the time. She told me she was 23. Turns out she was 29. So she was lying about her age. So I don't disqualify her as a dating option. We're dating for a few months. We're living together. We're traveling together. Okay. We had a very nasty breakup because I just couldn't get over the fact that she lied to me about her age. And a bunch of other shit. She was just psycho, just crazy, just very demanding, very problematic. Right? And she was also 5 fucking years older than me. We broke up, right? And when we broke up, she's like, you're a fucking loser. You're not coming out to anything, all this shit. And she was hot, dude. Dropped the gorge to this day. Like, absolute stunner. Like, the sex was amazing, all this stuff. And, dude, it was so weird. Like, in late January, I got a message from her. I'm like, because I thought she had me blocked or whatever. And I see Valentina sent you a video. And she randomly just sent me a video of her, like, touching herself. Like, with her tits out, touching her pussy. So I think she was like, I think it was her birthday. If I recall, it was around the time of her birthday. She was probably at a party, probably drunk, probably thinking, fuck, like, I miss my ex-boyfriend. This guy was like the best guy I've ever fucking dated. And then she decides like sends me news and like try to like reel me back in. Right. But I just couldn't get over how we ended. So I was like, just blocked her right away. I was just not interested. Right. She's way past her fucking prime. This girl would be like 33, 34 now. Right. And dude, it's like, I don't even feel like I'm still at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm still at the fucking beginning, dude. You know, so it's like, why would I want to go back to that? Like, of course, the power dynamics switch. But dude, I had a girlfriend from Australia. Her name's Maddie. I took her to Virginia. She was a 19-year-old model when I met her. She's 21 now. Or sorry, I was 21. She was 19, right? But that was in 2017.
Yeah.
So now, like, it's been like, what, it's 7 fucking years. She's still in my DMs saying, oh, we're gonna come back to Australia. You're gonna marry me, right? Because she's like fucking 26 now.
She's on sale.
Way past her prime.
Yeah.
You know, and so like every single dude, even like my side chick that I broke up with, last month was emailing me today asking to go to the gym with me. She's like, hey, like, what if we go to the gym together as friends? And I was like, no, thank you. Right?
Keyword email.
Yeah, because we have her to the block. She starts fucking emailing me and shit. Right? So I think it's funny. I think it's really, really entertaining how this stuff works because as a man, as long as you keep working on yourself, like all that pain, you use it to motivate you from all those breakups, bro. Like, because that's really how I got started, man. Like, the first girlfriend I ever had, I was monogamous to her. I never cheated on her. I was loyal. I was with her for over a year. You know, at the end of a relationship, she was lying to me, drinking, whatever. And like in hindsight, like as I got older and I got more experience, I was like, maybe this girl was cheating me the whole fucking time. What the fuck, right?
And you think you're doing everything right in the moment.
Absolutely.
And then you zoom out at the end. On paper, you're doing everything right.
right.
Because I can guarantee you, Will Smith probably thought he was doing everything right. Right? What happened to him? Dr. Dre's going through a divorce. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the entire world, gets divorced. His wife's selling half of his stock. Crazy shit's going on. So on paper, all these guys are high value, as we're saying, but they're missing something.
You know what's funny? If these women are actually cheating on these men with young fuckboys.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Weird.
With young fuckboys.
And this is what we can't understand.
Isn't that crazy?
The Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructors, the pool boys. You understand what I'm saying? Rakan, we can save the entire world.
Her personal trainer.
We can save the whole world, but we don't know what's going on at home with the gardener. Crazy,
so I lived with a male stripper.
So how do we avoid that?
My older roommate again was a male stripper.
Yes.
And this guy was one of my best friends. And through him, I met all these different male strippers. I actually got a job at the strip club that they worked at. And I was like, this is not for me. I don't want to do this. Fuck this. But it was absolutely insane. It was a male strip club called Remington's in Toronto. It shut down eventually. And women would go to the strip club and cheat on their husband a day before the marriage. And I saw it all the fucking time. Okay? One of my buddies, Caldoon, he got a job there, and he was just like bragging about this chick who sucked his dick right before a week before the wedding. Like just this stuff I've actually seen firsthand, but most guys have no idea it's fucking happening. And it's nothing against women, bro. It's just female nature, right? I used to get angry, dude. When I first started understanding these concepts, and I was getting cheated, and all this bad stuff was happening. I would get really butthurt, upset. I'd be mad at women in general. I'd be like, man, fuck these hoes. Well, first of all, it's because the type of women are doing that, you're attracting the wrong women, number one. And number two, it's like, imagine you're driving your car and you crash into a tree. Do you get mad at the tree? Or is it your fault as a driver that you crash into a fucking tree? Right? So you don't get mad at nature, right? You shouldn't get mad at women's nature because if you're doing the wrong thing in her mind, in her perspective of reality, you can't get mad at her for wanting to fuck your best friend because he's cooler than you. Or wanting to fucking cheat on you a week before your wedding because you're the safe option. I have this theory that women always have two guys, okay? In the beginning of a relationship, she'll either leave her ex-boyfriend or ex-fuck buddy or ex-whatever it is to get in a relationship with a new guy, right? Or at the end of your relationship, when you guys are breaking up, divorced, whatever, she met the new guy, and they call that monkey branching. You guys ever heard of monkey branching?
Yeah.
So before she like lets go of the old guy, she gets the new guy, boom, let's go of a fucking old guy, right? And so they monkey branch, right? And so, I mean, if you are the guy that really ticks off all the boxes, there won't be a need or desire to do that, okay? And so, like, it's weird because, like, you almost got to be, like, the fuck boy and the husband.
Yeah.
You have to be both.
You think you're the fun husband? Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
At the end
Full
of the day,
stack?
man,
All boxes checked?
All boxes checked.
Yeah. One
at
by
the end-
one?
Are you married?
Almost.
Nice.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, attraction's not a choice. You have to make sure, like, there is a threat of you sleeping with other women.
I do agree with that, though.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily you need 5 girlfriends, but I think your girlfriend needs to know that you can
That
have.
you can have 5
You're
girlfriends.
capable. It's
Absolutely.
about the capability. I think the comfort comes in when a girl knows that you no
you're
longer
done.
can, and
Yeah.
you are now her best option. Like you said, hypergamy. If a girl knows that you're her best option, toast, right?
I agree with that.
That's why and I think that's hypergamy is the main reason why women cheat is because they think that they can now do better, right?
The other
Whether
thing
it's
is
your-
like obviously choose women who won't feed into that, or like they're self-aware of their own nature.
Yeah.
Like you want to date women that are self-aware,
Self-aware. I agree.
Yeah.
right? Like I've dated women that are completely self-aware of like who they are, right? They're completely self-aware that okay, like I'm gonna make a better decision than them, so they'll let me make decisions. Or they don't trust themselves to have a public Instagram because they don't want. It's not that they don't want to get DMs from other guys. I'm sure like some part of them would feel validated, but they don't trust themselves with that power, so they'll just like. And I don't have to ask my girls to do that stuff. In fact, if I have to ask my girls to do that kind of thing,
There's no point.
I don't even want to be with them. Right? If I have to ask them to fucking private their Instagram or not fucking DM guys, I'm like, or like not talk to dudes or have guy like not have guy friends. It's like you're not meant to be in my life. Like fuck off. Or like I'll just give them less priority. Like we'll still smash, but like we'll just be friends, and you're not gonna be a girlfriend of mine, right? And so, I mean, dude, I've had girls begging me to be like my girlfriend, and it's crazy. I get like on the regular. I think it's like I was the fuckboy guy who attracted a lot of women, but as I got older, I became more stable, became successful financially. So now, like, I get girls who want to marry me on the regular. Like, I get more of that now than girls who just want to hook up with me, right? I used to get used for sex, bro. I deeply wanted a relationship. I really just wanted to have a girlfriend. I didn't necessarily like one night stands. Like, I really don't. But I would just get girls using me for sex because like that was the archetype that was like
that's what you were leading with,
that's what I had to offer,
Right.
Right. And now it's like I have a lot more to offer, right? And so, if you don't want your girl to leave you, you have to be the guy that's stable that has a lot more to offer, right? So I was kind of like more like the fuckboy stereotype. And I turned into a guy that's like more stable. So like now I kind of get best of both worlds now. So it's pretty good.
I like that.
What an episode.
So Justin, where are you going to be in 5 years? For the record,
It's hard to say, man, dude. I've really accomplished all the goals. I can't really predict the future. I think we should keep crushing it, keep changing lives. I just want to help serve men and help change more lives as best I can.
you're going to be married to a brown girl.
Let's fucking hope not. Fingers crossed, dude. But you never know. You know what? The universe
I don't
works in
think you ever
fun
know.
ways, dude.
I think it works in very fun ways. We might watch this episode in 5 years, and you might have, you might be carrying on the legacy, man. Who knows?
Never know, man. Never know. We'll see what happens. Guys, thanks for having me.
This was an awesome
Pleasure.
podcast, bro.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think we're gonna
Great conversation we had.
I think
Very
we're
good.
gonna help a lot of men and get hit from women
For sure.
from this podcast.
for sure.
So,
Well, look,
or maybe some self-aware women who will like.
You never
this
know,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of the hate that comes from the women is because like no one wants criticism, bro.
Yeah,
If I told you all the
course.
character flaws you have or the flaws that you have, like you're gonna get upset and triggered.
course.
I know I get defensive.
Yeah.
But I think
truth
even
is
women
truth.
would benefit from this conversation.
I agree.
Or maybe they could add to the conversation, have their own opinion.
Yeah.
Open to that, man. Yeah.
Maybe
we
part-
never had
maybe part
we
two.
never had a woman come here and debate before. Never had a,
Hey, I guess we have
fit-
an idea for part 2 then.
who knows, man. Oh, hey, who knows? Who knows?
Just here.
Who knows?
Let's go.
I mean, we're opening up the studio next door. You'll see us soon.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my friends, my family, make sure you give a follow for Justin. His link is in the description. Appreciate you for allowing this talk to happen, for giving us your opinions. Vlad, brother, thank you. Make sure you follow, subscribe, do whatever you got to do, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Yeah, I'll take care.